Welcome back to the channel. I just got my shipment of Moonglow Juniper plugs and I am going to pot them up. There's 30 of them. Stay tuned and I'll zoom in and we'll take a look and see how well they shipped. Just received my shipment of Moonglow Junipers. Let's take a look at how they came. There's 30 of them. Looks like they came in bunches of 5 or bunches of 6. Some of them are a little loose. This is a little dry. So I'm going to take them out of this container. The shipping container, and then I'm going to pop them into a bucket of water to hydrate them. So it's a little hard to show this, but the pot is kind of glued on the bottom. I don't know if you can see that or not. I'm going to try to lift this interior pot out and then we'll take a look. So this tray, which is where the plugs were, was spray foamed into the bottom of the container. See, some of the plugs came loose. They are completely dry. I don't know if these will survive. But what I'm going to do is I've got a bucket of water here and I'm going to take the plugs out and I am going to simply hydrate them really well before I try potting them up. I expect to have some fallout. But here's how it looks if it comes out. Looks pretty good. So the original cutting would have been, that looks like all this year's growth, probably only about 4 inches, 3-4 inches long. But I'm going to, again, just put all of these in water and make sure they got a really good, most of them look like they're in the plug tray okay. Most of them look pretty good. If I can rearrange this camera to get a better view or not. Let's try this. So this looks pretty good, but again, I'm going to soak them in water for a good half hour to make sure they're fully hydrated before I pot them into, I think I'm going to go into 4-inch containers, at least until September, October, and then I might move it to a 1 gallon in the nursery for right now. But yeah, they're cute. In the defense of the supplier, the box was properly marked with fragile, and the box came in pretty mangled, so the carrier didn't do a very good job of protecting them. For the most part, they stayed in the plug trays okay. I just got these because I'm trying, oh, look at how nice that fruit ball is. It's falling apart, but it's okay. I am trying to create a border in one of my gardens, and I wanted to do it cheaper, so I decided to get these plugs versus full-size plants because the price would be really outrageous. Way too expensive for me. I'm going to get the rest of these out of here, I hope. This one's completely dry, so I'm assuming it will die. That's okay. We'll just roll with it and do the best we can. I'll try to get these cuttings all standing up in the bucket so I can see them all. A couple little weeds in there. So right now is July. That doesn't have a whole lot of root on it, but today is July 15th, so I'll be interested to see how they do. I'm just going to pull them out and toss them in the water. Be careful, I cut my hand on that tray. It's ripping on me. Yeah, so there's 30 of them. See if I can get it out of the container. It's kind of painful. This one, again, a lot of bare roots, not so good. Number one death of transplants is if you let those roots die out or dry out. So hopefully I don't have too many problems. Let's get them out of this container. Okay, I'll get rid of this for now, and then I'm going to rearrange these plugs. I think I got a different tray I can put them in. Let's see what I can find. I really want them, I gotta have all these root balls have to be submerged. If the foliage is submerged, it's not a big deal, but the biggest thing is to get the roots underwater. So what I'll probably do is just stand them up the best I can and add more water to the bucket. Again, temporary, hopefully within 30 minutes or so. I've got my potting medium ready and my containers. So I'll be back. All right, welcome back. I actually have hydrated these, cut in so they're ready to go, or the little plugs, and I've got just 4-inch containers, and I'm using a mix of peat, and there's some, looks like perlite in here, and some bark, some pine bark. So I'll get some containers loaded here. I've pre-moistened it a little bit, although it needs to be pre-moistened more. And to do this, I'm going to fill a little bit in the bottom of there, and then I'm going to take one of these. I'm going to hold it up with my fingers to kind of keep it above the soil line, and I'm going to backfill. I'm just going to tuck it in there, and then I'll pull up on it just slightly. I'm not really pressing the roots a lot. I'm leaving a little bit of a space in there. So I plan on leaving them in here probably till September, maybe October, and then potting them up to a 1 gallon. I'll check them and I'll see how the root formation is, and then we'll go from there. And these are probably, there's my hand, 4 inches tall, maybe 5, which are just nice little plugs for starts. Continue to do some more. It's 100 degrees in my greenhouse right now, so I want to be quick about this. It's pretty hot. And I'm going to put these out in a cool location once I get them potted. Fairly simple. This is a fairly simple process. Again, just pulling up. Some of the root balls are better to find than others. The key is to really make sure all these little fine roots are down into the soil. You don't want any of them exposed to the air because it will kill them. The roots do not like to dry out, especially in trees and shrubs. I'm just going to tuck it in there. I'm going to transfer these to another tray, and I'll get them done, and I'll come right back on. It was a little difficult doing with the camera looking down, so I'm going to try to work quickly because, like I said, you can see I'm sweating. It's like 100 degrees out here, which even for Zone 4 by Minneapolis, mid-July being in the 90s or 80s and above is actually part of our normal summer. And we did have kind of a cool start to a year in rain that we really needed because we've had a drought for several years. But I'm just going to continue potting these up. As quickly as I can and get out of the sauna before I melt. Whew, that was a hot job. 110 in the greenhouse. But these are just little cuties. Look at how cute they are. Again, this is a Moonglow Juniper, deer resistant, bunny resistant. And I'm going to use them in one of my garden rooms as one of the edges. I've moved them out of the greenhouse since it's so warm onto the north side so we don't have too much heat on them, and see if we can get them to recuperate from their journey here. Now that I got this job done, it's time for my reward, a grape freezy pop. Perfect on a hot day. Let me know in the comments, which is your favorite freezy, or what do you do to reward yourself when you're done after you're doing garden chores on a hot day? If this video is helpful, give us a thumbs up so YouTube knows to share this content with others. Also consider subscribing so you don't miss any of our other great content. Thanks for stopping by. Have a great day.